Aujourd'hui, je vais parler de this nagging question that everybody who aims for fire has asked themselves at some point, which is, are we the weird ones? Are we not doing the right thing, chasing our dreams, instead of the conventional American dreams of more of all the stuff? Okay. Hey, what's up back here? Another day not working for the man. So, I am pretty lazy these days, so instead of learning new logistical tips about how to make my channel better, I'm just gonna go answer a question that I found close to my heart yet again via the Facebook Fire group, the place where aspirers go to commiserate with each other, I guess. So let's read this question immediately, and I quote, now, does anybody struggle sometimes with the fire go seeing and listening to people around you working like crazy, always running after money, titles, big cars, big houses, etc., and making you doubt that you're doing the right thing? Whew. The OP goes on to, so that's the end quote, right? The OP goes on to describe his actual circumstances, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, the interesting part is his quick summary of what normal people want, and I want to furiously refute each and every one of those, right? Probably in like some reverse order. So this will be more of a philosophical exercise for the mind rather than, tips on how to do a practical action. Though I suppose I could argue the mental aspect is actually always the thing that's hardest for most people to turn around on in terms of fire. So maybe this clip is really that important. Anyway, if you're intrigued by what I might say, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and all that social media buzzwords or whatever, because I am rich enough for me and will be great regardless. Okay, the first thing I want to cover is normal people chasing that big car and house. Yeah, this is the sign of conventional success in the US generally, isn't it? Not just big cars, but more cars, but also big cars, because SUVs, my god. Pickup trucks too, mostly in the South and Southwest though, whatever. Anyway, people want to drive taller and bigger cars that can go off-road, even if they never ever go off-road. They want trucks that can haul many tonnages of building goods, even if they never ever haul anything except their children. And still yet, by the way, want the inside of said pickup truck to feel like a movie theater. Right. Yeah, none of that makes any sense, but that's what Americans want. Same idea with houses, right? Let's increase the size of new houses by more than 50% over a 2 or 3 decade period, despite a decrease in size of the average American family. Why? So developers can sell new houses for more money, of course. Money out of your pockets. This just reminds me of fast food meal size inflation, right? Nobody ever needed it, but gives off the perception of good value. Same with houses and cars. Are you buying what you actually need? Full stop. Or are you just buying things of sizes and grandiosity because you're comparing yourself to your neighbors? If it's that keeping with the Joneses silliness, well, the Joneses are probably broke too, statistically speaking anyways. So why copy losers, is what I say on that front. Now the second thing that he mentioned that I found fun, titles. Ooh, don't see this one often. I mean, this is also understandable. People love a good work title. The problem is, just like with actual currency, there's inflation in titles too, right? This is social currency, essentially. This is because company knows that plenty of people care about titles and the sense of importance this gives them, right? Not a new thing either, by the way. I mean, clearly I am old, but even when I was a kid straight out of school, I remember the joke already existed in society that everybody outside of a janitor at a bank is a VP somehow, even the ones that look like they're barely out of their mid-20s. Now, how can a young dude or lady of only a handful of years of professional experience reach such a lofty title? Clearly he or she is a genius, so you will invest your hard-earned cash with them, right? Or possibly other banks are just being real lax about giving away that VP badge. Okay, I'm gonna go with the latter. So my stance on titles is this, okay? Titles do not matter, like ever, like at all, for anyone who actually matters. First of all, titles are tied to individual companies and therefore completely worthless in the general sense of the world, right? Think about it. Maybe if your title is great, that matters within the confines of the company or the department that you work in, but outside of that, it is just something that sounds nice. When given between a better title and more money, I have always picked more money, because money is an actual measure that is transferable within the context of a society as a whole. Title is just a glorified pat on the back. If your company really loves you, they'd pay you more. Simple as that. Now finally, since I picked money over title, is chasing after more money the best goal then? Almost, but not quite, right? The reality of this last bit is that it is not a strict no, because money is something we all need simply to live. I'm not so saintly as to say, oh, money is immaterial after you die, blah blah, who cares about that? Spiritual salvation instead, blah blah, Buddhism. Get the F out of here, because let's be clear, even the OG Buddha was a rich kid, okay? Poor kids do not have the luxury to be like, who cares about money? What about enlightenment? Enlightenment is a side effect of at least a bourgeoisie level of living, okay? So worry about your mind once you're well fed, okay? Money helps. However, money isn't the end goal in itself. That's why we hate misers, right? Like the Scrooge McDuck who dives into his vault of gold coins for fun. First of all, Jesus, how is Scrooge McDuck even alive if he's diving into a pool of metallic coins? Lord, that sounds like horrifying. Okay, tangent done. What I'm getting at is that some level of money is important and a self-sustaining fund for fire purposes ideal, but after reaching that, the effect of more and more money actually decreases. After all, money is there to be used. If money is your sole driving force, who and what's there to be spent on? How will one enjoy actual life when all they're doing is exchanging life energy for money? Ask yourself that, because no one can answer that one for you, okay? So, in conclusion, should you chase the house, the car, the title, and the dough? Well, I'd certainly suggest that most people probably need a house and some modes of transportation, even if it's not a car. Titles are utterly worthless and not memorable to anyone but your co-workers in a very narrow snapshot in time, so they can be ignored entirely. We do like money. I am a capitalist after all, but not a miser, right? Understand why you want money. Is it just to look and feel flush in your bank account? Or is it so money can serve the purpose of actually making you happy, right? Chase the thing that's actually important to you. Don't follow the crowd. The crowd is imbecilic at best, right? Most people aren't doing well, so do your own thing. Get to fire, and then you can disagree with me all you want, or whatever. Cheers. A la prochaine.